Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. You are watching Vail Daily Live, and man, do we have a packed show for you this morning. Here in the studio, Meredith running the show for the first time solo this morning. She's got this. It's going to be amazing. And then on top of that, mudslides, rodeo, so many different events. We also have a flash flood watch that we should talk about when it comes to our weather and so much more. So it's going to be a really packed edition of Vail Daily Live. So first of all, if you're looking for some great deals when it comes to preparing for the rain or any type of weather, we're going to have your Saturday deals with the Outlets of Silverthorne. Also, Ty will check in at the Avon Art Celebration. This is going to be a really big deal. The Eagle County Fair and Rodeo, tough enough to wear pink night, is tonight. Tricia will be shopping in Vail. And then we also have your Beaver Creek Wonder Celebration going on this weekend. So it's an exciting day on the show as we are kicking off your weekend. And I feel like we should probably we're going to get into what was going on in Avon yesterday with the mud and the roundabouts and the different road closures and all of those things. But I think first of all, we should send it out to our intrepid reporters this morning. Now, who should we start off with, Mayor? Let's start off with Tricia. First of all, tough enough to wear pink night for the rodeo tonight. I'm ready. Tricia, of course you're ready. Looking good out there, girl.
All right, howdy, ma'am. Hey, I thought I would wear my pink tonight or today because of, like you mentioned, tough enough to wear pink. That's the theme at tonight's rodeo. Last night was the Buckaroo night was the first one. Western Heritage was last night. Tonight's tough enough to wear pink, and then tomorrow night is going to be the patriotic night, wear your red, white, and blue. But proceeds from some of the rodeo is going to go to the Shaw Cancer Center. So it's neat that there's a charitable component to this evening's rodeo. Now, but Ashley, we thought we'd bring it right here at the Colorado Snow Sports Museum, which is right in front of us. And then we've got the covered bridge and the clock tower, the runs of Vail, Gondola One back in the background. But later on this afternoon, if it doesn't rain too much, from 2 to 4, they're going to be doing a special art walk. And this is all part of the Summer Vail Art Workshop Legacy Project. So, we talk about Dan Talene a lot and Carrots Jewelers being around for 50 years. Well, they started this Summer Vail Art Workshop 50 years ago in 1971, and it brought in not only aspiring artists, but also some art professionals, whether they were art instructors or people that went on to become famous artists like Dale Chihuly, Christo. So they're going to be doing that tour this afternoon, but there's a whole schedule of events of what's going to be happening. And at the Vail Public Library, there will be displays all the way through July 30th, just hearkening back to a time when Vail Mountain itself was only 8 years old. It had been in the existence for 8 years. And to have the foresight to bring people out in the summertime, Summer Vail wasn't a thing. There was no mountain biking going on. We didn't have Bravo. We didn't have everything else. But a lot of things like the Vail Symposium, Dance Festival, Bravo, that was spawned because of these people coming and the Arts Festival happening.
About the fact that this is coming back to life. And of course, Dan Talene, I mean, anything that man is involved in is so special and so creative, but it looks absolutely beautiful out there. So what a great time to go and do a little exploring with that art walk. And we're going to come back to you. Actually, you know what? Before we check in with Ty, Tricia, let's maybe talk about some weather. Okay, so it's beautiful this morning, right? And just kind of that nice, crisp, just fragrant mountain air. But let's see if we can pan up a little bit, Tyler, to see what the skies look like up there. So just blue skies, crazy.
Yeah. You know what? We're seeing mostly blue skies all around. Maybe just a few really high clouds, but nothing much to mention. And it's not too cold here. I was standing in the shade, but it was in the 50s degree range in my car driving here. So I think a little bit of that cloud cover kind of helped insulate the valley and keep the heat in. Normally it's about 46 degrees when we start out in the morning. But Ashley, yeah, we're going to give you a look at the weather right now. This weather is brought to you by Betteridge, fine jewelry and watches since 1897. They're located in Solaris. Check out the fabulous pink diamonds they have right now. They have them from the Argyle mine in Australia. Pretty amazing. But I digress. We want to give you details on the weather. Now, for the weather details for today, we're going to see the temperatures climb into the 60s mid-morning, and we'll be into the 70s and 80s, depending on where you're at in the Vail Valley. But as we saw yesterday, when that rain does come through, even the cloud cover can drop our temperatures. Our temperatures dropped significantly yesterday. When I was in Eagle Vale, it was about 80 when I left the office. And after that rain came through, it was about 55 degrees. Then it climbed back up into the 60s and very comfortable sleeping weather. But as Ashley's been mentioning, some flash flood warnings. If you were in Avon, I drove through Avon yesterday afternoon, but it was right before that. It looked like the Willy Wonka chocolate river, and I think we're going to show some photos and video of that. But that's what we're talking about. When we mean flash flood warning, it means that sort of thing. It's capable of happening. So do be careful today, especially if you are going to be near streams, lakes, or even driving. Slow it down out there, and just be courteous, be a good driver. And there's a lot of construction going on in Eagle Vale, so make sure that you are slowing it down out there as well. The next couple of days, we'll see kind of more of the same with the chance of showers in the afternoons. And then by Sunday, it looks like we should be pretty good. So that's a look at your weather. Thank you, Betteridge, for this weather. And Ashley, it's the sun's coming up, but it was crazy yesterday. I think you were maybe in Edwards, and Riverwalk didn't get as much rain as Avon did.
No, I was in Edwards. You're right. And there was a big old burst of that rain for, maybe about 15, 20 minutes. And then it kind of moved on out. And, it's amazing the way that, that our weather works up here and how it can be, like Avon, we were seeing those mudslides, and then Edwards was like totally fine, So amazing how that works. But we're going to show you some of that mudslide footage here after the next break. But Tricia, thank you so much. And thank you so much to Betteridge. Fine jewelry, watches, exceptional service since 1897. They're located right in Solaris. Beautiful place to go shopping and get some just deliciously gorgeous jewelry. So Tricia, we're going to let you go here for a second, and then we'll come back to you here. But first we wanted to check in with Ty. He's over in Lion's Head this morning. And Ty, were you in Avon yesterday when we saw the mud just kind of filling the roundabouts?
Oh, so that was mud. I thought that it was chocolate milk. But I posted a little tabloid corner yesterday on social media when I saw the video footage on Facebook and Instagram from Lindsay Levy, who shot video and photographs from what we call the boat building. And, whenever there's like bad things happening and, just things hard to grasp and to grapple, we make light of it with a little bit of humor. So I decided to say it on social media that it was a chocolate milk ride in Avon, a new spin on drive-in theater entertainment for the whole family to get out and enjoy. For the sake of this flash flood that was going on there, it kind of impeded on people's direction and getting anywhere timely. We're talking hours and hours. But sometimes for a lot of us, when we get into the carousel of that level of water and mud, then the adventure begins too. And so there's like a few ways to kind of look at that from a perspective. And for a lot of people that were driving in there, now we know what our cars can do. Do I need an SUV or do I need a low-to-the-ground vehicle through something like this? We do live in the mountains. This is Colorado. We hear about fires and flash floods and mudslides all the time. But will it ever happen to us? This was our opportunity. And did we survive it in our Sienna 4x4 mom van? Did we make it through there in our brand new Audi all-road, don't get any dirt on it? But the brochure says that it can perform through conditions like these recreationally. And we did that right in the heart of it. You don't mind me sharing, do you?
No, I do not. And while you were talking, we had some of that incredible footage from our viewers that was shared. So really nice to be able to see that here on the show. And thank you so much to all of you who contributed to that, so that we could actually see what was going on out there. But yeah. My gosh, Ty.
And that's just a perspective. That was just a perspective. Now, yeah, a lot of damage was caused, a lot of bad things, and it's going to be all over the news, sensationalized, of course, and it's taken quite seriously. But on the lighter side, when it was all first happening, that shock brought a lot of social media humor, and that's kind of like how I shared that with everyone to cope through that yesterday.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, and also there were no injuries reported, which is great. And the Public Works was working so hard along with CDOT, and they got things cleared out. It's all opened up this morning. So they did a great job of handling the chaos that was created by those mudslides. So we're going to check in with you in Lion's Head here in just a little bit. Thank you so much for that beautiful shot first thing this morning. And I also just wanted to remind you guys to chime in on the chat. Let us know, were you part of that? Were you in the roundabout yesterday? Where were you? And what was going on with all of you? So chat us up on Facebook and on YouTube. Use that comment feature, and then also subscribe so that you don't miss anything here on Vail Daily Live. You can find us on Amazon Fire, on Roku, on Spotify. We are a podcast. You can find us on Apple TV, vaildaily.com, vaildailylive.com. So make sure to be part of our Vail Daily Live family each and every morning. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then coming up, we're going to talk more about those mudslides. We are going to have your headlines, and we also have, of course, like what's going on with your weather and details about the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo.
Slifer Smith and Frampton, Vail Valley's choice for real estate from the very beginning. For generations, we've grown together. Thank you for making us the #1 real estate company in the Valley. From Denver to the mountains, as we live and connect with each other and our community, Slifer Smith and Frampton is here with experience, support, and opportunity. At home in the Vail Valley. Come visit us at any of our sales locations from Vail to Eagle.
Okay, welcome back. Let's get right into it. So first of all, a big thank you, Vail Mountain Coffee and Tea, for fueling our show each and every day. If you haven't been there before, they have 2 locations, their roastery in Minturn, and then they also have their new location right in Beaver Creek, right between the escalators. They have delicious coffee, loose leaf teas, they have smoothies, they have breakfast empanadas. They also have some booze, which is fun, especially up in Beaver Creek. And they have some like cool little, take with you opportunities for enjoying some great beverages and some snacks out there on the trails. So Vail Mountain Coffee and Tea, they're delicious. They've been in business since the late 80s, and it's so exciting to see them expanding. Now, let's talk about what you pair with your coffee, which would be your copy of the Vail Daily, which you can find in all of the blue boxes from Vail all the way down to .zero. They're totally free each and every morning. And you can also find it on vaildaily.com if you can't access this, or maybe you're watching us from somewhere across the country, but you can flip through the e-edition. So, okay, on the cover, you can see the picture from one of the Avon roundabouts that was making its way through all of the social media yesterday. And my goodness, we know, Charlie, one of our hosts on the show, she said that she was stuck for about an hour and a half. And of course, she's got baby Bowie in the car. So that was certainly not a good time for her. And, our headlines, I got a big thank you to Slifer Smith and Frampton for bringing these to us. Now, I wanted to get into some of the details of the mudslides that were taking place. So first and foremost, no one was injured. So that was great news. And also a big, big thank you to Public Works for getting everything cleaned up, to CDOT. We had a couple of the slides around the 300 to 400 block along Nottingham Road, and then also along Swift Gulch Road, about the 300 to 400 block. And there's some smaller mudslides up along Buck Creek Road, as well as Mountain Star Road and on Wildwood Road. So that's what was causing all of this mud to make its way onto our roadways. And some of that impacted the westbound lane of I-70. And so things were closed down for quite some time. They reopened just after about 6 o'clock, but we have this incredible compilation of footage that was provided by some of our Vail Daily Live viewers. And my goodness, thank you so much for sharing this with us so we could really see what was going on out there. I mean, I was in Edwards and we saw that rain come down, but we certainly didn't see anything like this. But you can see how intense that was. And so we do have a flash flood watch that is in effect from noon today until this evening, and especially including the Grizzly Creek burn scar. So just know that, we're looking at some storms that are moving through, that are going to be moving through slowly, potentially this afternoon. So we could see some more locally heavy rain. But again, really, really impressive work by Avon Public Works and by CDOT to get everything cleared up. They were saying that, this is probably one of the biggest flooding and mudslide occasions that's happened in about 10 years. And again, thank you so much to all our viewers for providing us with this footage. Really, I mean, my gosh, it's just crazy to see, obviously so unexpected. And that was what was going on yesterday afternoon. So pick up the paper. You can also log on to vaildaily.com to see that footage again. And then another big story on the front page is talking about living not so large, and could van life be a solution to our housing crisis, or at least one of them? So Gypsum's Dave and Matt's vans are they're looking to pilot a program for local employers. They're looking for maybe 2 other businesses to allow parking for these vans for employees in their lots overnight. And they're also talking about maybe doing like a lease and finance program that would be, relatively affordable as far as, what we're seeing for some of the rents out there. So that's going to be on page A3 and kind of continue throughout the paper today. Now, something else that's very exciting is some of the photos that you're seeing from the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo. So tonight, tough enough to wear pink night. And you can see that our photographers here at the Vail Daily have been hard at work capturing all of the action. And I happened to be there last night, and my goodness, what a turnout. It was a huge turnout. It's part of Tricia's weekend picks. So you can find that all in the paper today, vaildaily.com, or pick up one of your copies in the blue boxes. And again, thank you so much to Slifer, Smith, and Frampton for providing us this look at our headlines. Okay, let's send things out to Ty to talk about that weather forecast. So first thing this morning, Ty, things very much, even though we saw all that mud yesterday afternoon in Avon, things seem like back to normal and blue skies where you are. I don't even see any clouds out there.
Say this, other than the traffic along I-70 Ashley, that was kind of held up due to what was going on in Avon yesterday, Vail was not impacted the same way. So what's normal at Vail? Let's take a look right now. And as you can see, some beautiful views, blue skies. The sun is out. Let me get rid of this little chat box there. And a lot of activity early this morning. So you ever do this? Let's get that shot right now. People doing something and then no one's around. Yeah, I'm really trying to get the money shot here. And then I pan the camera and they're gone. Oh, hi, good morning to you. Okay, we have one. We have one. Anyway, but the rest of what's going on here is happening as usual, experiencing weather, whether we like it or not. And what do you think of this? Plenty of blue skies as far as the eyes can see along that ridge line over at Golden Peak, making our way back over here towards Lion's Head. Some of your favorite runs in the wintertime are now just beautiful scenery and lush and green for your summertime. And through there, you'll find some really nice bike trails. The lifts here open up at about 9:30 today. I believe that's Beaver Peaks hours where you can do your bike haul. You can find Adventure Ridge. You can also enjoy the Forest Flyer. Now, let's get you prepared for the day. As we've been sharing with you, flood watch in effect still for our area, as well as the Grizzly Creek Fire area, whereas between noon and 6, this could happen. We learned a lesson yesterday, so now let's be more anticipating for the sake of that reality. Starting the morning up in the 50s right now, the mid 50s, as you can see, clouds are going to roll on in eventually. Wind speeds coming in at 5 miles per hour, gusts at times. And then we're going to make our way into the 80s once again, but certainly we were surprised in areas of the valley that was impacted by yesterday's storm. And if we were to believe it or not, it happened. And as we share with you, it could take us by surprise. Otherwise, it's a gorgeous start to the morning. Temperature-wise, ideal, but then anything can happen. Let's be mindful of where we are and keep an eye on our pets, where we parked, and our evacuation plans. The next couple of days, keeping showers in the forecast for your Saturday, possible, your Sunday as well. Temperatures hanging out in the 80s, the mid-50s right there for your overnights. Returning to sunshine fully on our Monday, and our Tuesday, the clouds roll back in. But you notice right there in the corner, our increasing chances for showers, 75% right there for Saturday. And of course, we're looking at, again, another possibility for flash flood today in the forecast. Okay, now we have some runners. This is what we're talking about. This weather is brought to you by the town of Avon, where right now everything is real muddy and dusty and thawing out over there. And I took some pictures, Ashley. It's on my Facebook. Shot a little video in the evening of the aftermath when everything kind of receded, and there's some knee-high and waist-level property damage right there in Avon to some of the residents there, right off of the lake, some of those people that have ground-level condos. And I walked around to the backside, and you can still see people just getting that mud that came through the front door and just created a water level rise and like a waterfall gushing out the back door, and some of the residents there has the footage. But yeah, there's some damage that happened from yesterday. So let's all be mindful of what could be a nice day that could turn into anything. And it also an adventure. But that's what insurance is for. Now back to you.
Thank you so much. Amazing how it's looking so beautiful out there. Perfectly beautiful blue skies first thing this morning. And then again, just a few more details about this flash flood watch. So it was sent out by the National Weather Service. And basically what they're saying is that the flash flood watch is in effect from noon through this evening, including the Grizzly Creek burn scar. And so it includes portions of northwest Colorado, west central Colorado, including the Flat Tops, and then also the central Colorado River Basin, Gore and Elk Mountains, and the central mountain valleys. And so the Grizzly Creek burn scar, they're saying, is going to be especially vulnerable to additional heavy rainfall with debris and mud flows likely, and that travel along I-70 may continue to be disrupted. So thank you so much, Ty, for...
This weather is brought to you by the town of Avon, the heart of the valley. Didn't want to miss that tagline. There you go. Now back to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you to Avon. Thank you to Ty. And we're going to send things back here into the studio where we are talking about the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo. So I went last night, and it was my first night of the 4, and huge crowd. I think the entire valley showed up. The rides for the kind of your entrance into the rodeo, the little festival, super cool to see. There were 16 of them. That was bustling. And then there's 15 merchants. There's some food vendors, and that part, if you don't want to go to the rodeo, you can go and you can just grab some food and kind of enjoy the atmosphere and just soak it all in. But let me just tell you, the talent that is part of this rodeo is incredible. One of the things I enjoyed probably the most is the trick rider, Madison. My goodness, she was incredible. So she's part of the show, but then you also have just so many local families that are part of 4-H. And, we have, of course, the bronc riders and the bull riders. There's 86 of each of them. So that is a bigger field than they've ever had. It's the 81st Eagle County Fair and Rodeo. It would have been the 81st annual, but of course, COVID interrupted last year. So I think everybody is coming out now in full force. So excited to see it return. And so you can find more information about it in the paper today. And then, here are my stories. Okay, so here I was sitting in the grandstands last night, just jaw dropping. And here we go. Here's Madison. Of course, it's freezing up a little bit, but girl bounces off the ground and then goes into, handstands on her horse. And then we have the bronc riders that were, I think every single one of them stayed on way past the 8 seconds. We had some of the world champions that were in the field last night. So watching them compete was just so entertaining. And then with the bull riding, again, you have some of the world champions that are out there. So we're talking a really, really high level of competition that is taking place while you're there at the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo. And again, tonight is Tough Enough to Wear Pink night. So here's some of the 4-H animals. There's a blue ribbon chicken right there, or rooster, chicken. I don't raise livestock. I don't know what to say about how you judge these things or or what makes a blue ribbon chicken, but there they are. They're all lined up. And I know that the kids here in the county have been working really hard to raise these animals, to prepare for this event. So this is a big deal. And that's obviously a big part of the rodeo as well. So exciting to see just so many people coming and being part of this incredible event. So again, we have tonight, and then we also have tomorrow night. So if you haven't been yet, get those tickets and get down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. It all kicks off at 7:00 tonight. So Eagle County Fair and Rodeo. Check it out. Put on your cowgirl hat like Tricia has on. Get your pink ready. And also, if you don't have any pink, maybe you need to head over to the Outlets. They're located right on exit 205 in Silverthorne, and they have some great, great deals. Just elevated savings, so many different brands to choose from. And our girl Meredith, she doesn't leave any stone unturned when it comes to looking great, doing whatever you're choosing to do here in the Valley. So we have some Saturday steals that she's picked out for us. Let's take a look.
Come and watch me. Watch this.
Can we just play that every day? That was Meredith is behind the scenes. Like, let me just tell you, like, girl is so talented, right? She hosts on the show, she produces on the show. She's an incredible dancer and choreographer. She runs her own film camp. There she is, right there. Oh, Meredith, that was clearly, you know what? Yeah, I want to play that every single day. Meredith and her tennis skills. That was phenomenal. All right. Well, if you want to get the outfit that Meredith had on, head on over to the Outlets of Silverthorne. Under Armour is one of their great options where you can find those elevated savings and you can really look good for a discounted price. But my gosh, Meredith, that was hilarious. Okay. I wanted to say hello to our chat this morning. So Chuck Curtis, hey, thanks so much for saying great show. That's so nice. First thing in the morning. We love compliments to start off the day. That's really sweet of you. Also, Julia. Okay. Thank you so much for helping me out with the 4-H. So chickens, turkeys, ducks. That's what we were seeing in that footage. So I'm going to need your help when we talk about the rodeo a little bit later on in the show. So maybe you can help me out with more of that 4-H footage. Because yeah, I have a lot of dogs, but clearly livestock is not my forte. So thank you so much for that information. And then Claire, I could not agree with you more. All caps. We're yelling it. We're screaming it. I love seeing Mare in the Saturday Steal. Yes. Like really, I want to see that like every single day. I'm going to see if I can steal that and just watch it first thing in the morning to just make me laugh. That was amazing. Okay. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with more weather. We also have some events that are taking place in Beaver Creek this weekend that you don't want to miss out on. So keep chatting with us this morning. We'll be right back with Vail Daily Live.
It's back. The 81st Annual Eagle County Fair and Rodeo rides into town July 21st through the 24th. Enjoy the thrill of the Great Northern Affair Carnival rides daily. Great food, live music, 4-H exhibits, and more. Plus all the action of the PRCA Pro Rodeo. Friday and Saturday nights, kick up your heels with country singing sensation Buck Ford. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets online now for the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outletsatssilverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Okay, welcome back to Vail Daily. I had to cool myself off. I was laughing so hard. I'm really heated things up in here. Meredith's Saturday Steals. And speaking of heat, so we do have several days still of some pretty warm temperatures. We have this high pressure system that's just kind of in place for the next little bit, especially down in the Front Range. We're seeing those temperatures in the 90s. But let's send things out to my girl, Tricia Swenson, who's looking so good in her tough enough to wear pink outfit this morning in Vail. Yeehaw. Tricia, you just, I mean, come on. I love that you have so many different cowboy hats. All right. Tell me what's going on with the weather out there this morning.
Okay. Well, first of all, Outlets of Silverthorne, right? This weather's brought to you by them?
Yes, sure is.
Okay.
Sure
I got to
is.
tell you, I did get this jacket at the Outlets of Silverthorne. It's from the Lucky Store. So you can never have too many hats, or you can never have too many jean jackets, especially in our climate where we need jackets in the morning, jackets in the evening. I'm about to peel off the jacket because the sun is rising. It's getting higher in the sky. We're feeling the warmth here. We're at the top of Bridge Street now, Mountain Plaza. Gondola 1 is next to us. I'm going to give you the weather, and then I want to give you some details on this cool statue that's next to me. But yeah, Ashley, we're going to see beautiful skies this morning. You can kind of just tell that moisture there, all that rain that fell yesterday. But even though it was pretty crazy and it shut down I-70, we had lots of slowdown in traffic in Avon because of it. I think the valley as a whole knows that we need the moisture moisture. It's just too bad that it came down so quickly at one time. Maybe today we can spread it out a little bit more. But I know Ashley has mentioned that flash flood warning. So near the creeks, near the rivers, be careful of that. Be careful if you are driving today. Hydroplaning is a big issue, especially on the interstates. So always slow it down a little bit. Allow a little bit of distance between you and the car in front of you. Kind of do that 1,000, 2 1,000 count just to slow it down, especially when we do see some of this inclement weather roll through. But beautiful morning right now. Temperatures feel great. We're in the 50s. We're going to reach into the 70s and 80s, depending on where you're at throughout the Vail Valley. Higher elevation towns like this will be a few degrees cooler than what we experienced down in Eagle and Gypsum. So if you are going out to the fair and rodeo today, it'll be a little warmer down valley, as I'm sure Ashley saw yesterday when she traveled from Edwards down to the rodeo. And overnight, we'll see those temperatures drop, nice cool temperatures for sleeping. And then the next couple of days, kind of more the same. Looks like we'll dry out a little bit, especially as we head towards the end of the weekend. So best bet is to do your activities in the morning when it's nice and sunny, and you don't have to worry about getting caught on a trail in a torrential downpour. But you never know. Like it was interesting how Riverwalk and Edwards and Homestead didn't see as much rain as we did in Avon, just a mere 4 miles away. So it just you never know. Weather is strange like that up here in the Vail Valley. So once again, I want to thank the Outlets of Silverthorne for this weather. And this is where I got my Lucky Brand jacket. Elevated savings. It's not how much you spend, it's how much you save. But actually, I wanted to bring it up here to the top of Bridge Street to show you this statue. So this statue, it was done by sculptor Herb Minery. And this is Pete Seibert here. And the rider represents Earl Eaton. Pete Seibert, of course, the visionary for Vail. And then he says, I'm the founder, but Earl Eaton was the finder. So Earl grew up on ranches here in Eagle County, and he was able to help Pete figure out just where they would put this. They're on a beautiful horse, and this is called Pete's Dream, and it's right at the top of Bridge Street. And what's cool about it is you can learn all about the story right here on this plaque that gives you details. So it gives you all the different details about Pete's Dream, how he was injured in World War II. He was part of the famed 10th Mountain Division. And so but that injury, he wasn't even supposed to walk again. He certainly wasn't supposed to ski again, but he ended up being a great skier and also a great trail maker. He really knew how to design the trails to really give the skiers what they wanted. So if you have a chance today, head on up to the top of Bridge Street and check out Pete's Dream, the sculpture that's right at the top of Mountain Plaza.
Ah, so cool, Tricia. I love that history about Pete. I mean, really, what an amazing guy. So thank you so much for that weather, for showing us some of that beautiful art. And if you want to make art more of a part of your day today, Beaver Creek is doing their Wonder celebration all week long, and they are doing some complimentary art walks each day. And that's happening from 4 to 4:30 and then 5 to 5:30. They also have live music performances each day from 4 to 5:30 and 6:30 to 8. And then dance performances going on from 5:45 to 6:15 and then 8:15 to 8:45. So if you would like to learn more about Beaver Creek's Wonder celebration, you can go to beavercreek.com/events and you can get all of the details right there. And, we had a chance to catch up with Sarah and Rarity yesterday on the show. Beautiful, beautiful setting up at Beaver Creek, and great way to enjoy some complimentary activities, dancing, live music, art. It's so special. And, when it comes to art, at the bottom of the hill where Beaver Creek sits is the town of Avon, and they have really been putting some powerhouse artists on display each and every week as part of the Avon Possibilities Art Expo. But then they also have the Avon Art Celebration, and Ty has more details. He was able to head on over there to get a great interview with one of the artists.
This is Ty Diaz with Vail Daily Live, sharing with you some of the featured artists of the event that's happening this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it is Avon Art Celebration. And now we're at the booth of Paul and Zalamba. How did I do with your last name there, Paul?
Oh, you did pretty well. I actually go by the name Lungala, which is the name my mother gave me. But my cousin and I have been doing artwork for quite a long time in Los Angeles, California. We represent Ugandan art form called, well, it's not from Uganda. The art form batik is done by many different countries, but we use batik to produce images of artwork that shows a Ugandan lifestyle.
It is art that tells a story, and you have a piece you'd like to tell a story about.
Yeah,
Let's go.
absolutely.
Let's hear
Thank
it.
you so much,
Absolutely.
my friend. So what I'm going to start with is this mother and child image here, which shows the mother and child looking to the future together. There are lots of flowers on her skirt, as you see, Ty. But notice the child has real flowers in the hand. And that reminds us that for every child given love, they focus on a more beautiful vision of life than anything material things could provide.
That is something to learn. That is very beautiful. I love that story.
And what happens is, as children get older, it's every parent's wish to encourage that child to reach for their dreams. The child is now older and is being encouraged to reach for their dreams with arms stretched out. And this child, when old enough, becomes a young adult who has to go into the world and make do with what he's been taught and use it at the best of his knowledge. So with that knowledge that he's gained, he now has a hat like the parent. But the mother now lets go. She lets go when she knows this child is ready, but leaves arms open because she's a well-grounded foundation on which her children can always come back to mother's heart to be rekindled. Because at some point, all of us in life have to do the following.
I love that story, Paul. Thank you very much for sharing. And when it comes to this artwork, we understand that this African batik is an artwork on cotton.
It is done on cotton cloth usually. Some people use linen or other fabric. We choose to use cotton because it absorbs color and dye very slowly. You're using wax as a resist. So an original like this would gladly take about 9 months to do, just because you're waiting for all the colors to dry, and you will dye from lightest color to darkest color. The tradition of batiking, it's argued, started in Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, in that area, but they say some started in China and the two kind of merged. It spread to East India and Pakistan, and when the British brought Indians to Africa in the early 1900s to build railway lines, that's when it started to spread most quickly around the continent of Africa.
And when it comes to the artwork and the storytelling, I understand that you and your cousin come up with these stories.
Yes, the two of us. And we sometimes have a story because it's a question that people have asked. Hey, if you have a story of two people falling in love, where's the story of the one where they have disagreements? And then we have to sit down and think, what do we do?
There's so much to learn, and you can find out and discover more and find your curiosities about Paul's artwork and the artwork found with the Nzalamba-artworks.com website. But it's all happening this weekend, all a part of the Avon Arts Celebration, and that's this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Paul, thank you very much for having us in your booth.
Appreciate you.
Excellent.
Thank you
you
so much. I'm glad to be in Avon for the first time ever. Do come and see us. Thank you.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services for real estate. Where do we begin? For checklists and for wish lists. For tour after tour after tour. For is this the one? Or let's just see one more. For closing. Finally closing. Your forever agent will be there for all of it. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
You're watching Vail Daily Live. It's our Friday edition. And with all of the rain that we've had in the forecast, things are certainly improving on our rivers when it comes to helping to keep the temperature down for the fish and also to increase the flows just a little bit. And when it comes to getting out on the river, you want to make sure you go with a guide. And if you're going to go with a guide, you want to go with the best in the business. And that's Fly Fishing Outfitters. They've been in business since 1992, located right in Avon. Not only are they a locally owned and operated shop, but they are Orvis endorsed, which means that they have excellent customer service. The endorsement from Orvis mostly comes from their customers and what they say about them. And then also they are stewards of the environment. So you know that where they're going it's going to be the right spot for you as a customer, but also right spot for the environment, for the fish, and making sure to keep things in the best shape possible for years to come. Now, when it comes to getting prepared to get out there, especially considering the rain that we've been seeing in the afternoon, and then also some of the very warm, dry temperatures that we've also seen, again, they're going to know where to go, where to take you, how to guide you. And if you haven't been on a float trip before, that's my favorite way to go fly fishing. And when you book a fly fishing trip with fly fishing outfitters on the river, they provide, the bibs, the waders, the footwear. They provide you with the rod, with the right flies to use. They also will, if you book a full day trip, they'll have a complimentary lunch that's delicious right there along the rivers. And then you get to access certain things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to make on foot. So it really creates this special experience. And then they have an incredible retail shop. So if you want to go and just maybe bolster up your fly fishing kit, maybe you need to get yourself some new nymphs or, whatever it might be, they have it all right there in Avon, located next to Agave. And again, they've been in business since 1992. And there's a reason why. It's because they're so good at what they do. And they're so passionate about what they do as well. I mean, just talking with John Packer, their owner, about what's going on in the fly fishing world, it's so fun. And you can call the shop and you can get the latest on what's going on for today's forecast when it comes to fly fishing. So I highly recommend that you do that, or you just log onto their website and book yourself a trip with your family while you're out here. It's one of the most quintessential Western activities and Colorado activities that you could possibly do. Now, when it comes to our weather for today, and when it comes to getting out on the river, I think you're going to want to do that as early as possible. So the biggest thing that's happening with our weather right now is that we are under a flash flood watch. Now, there's a difference between a watch, an advisory, and a warning. So a flood advisory is the lowest level of warning. A flood watch tells you to be prepared as conditions are favorable for hazardous weather that may cause flooding. So that's what we have right now, is a flash flood watch for our area from noon until this evening. And then a flash flood warning means you need to take action as flooding is either happening now or is imminent. So we are in the watch stage. And that's going to be especially pertinent for people that might be trying to travel along I-70 through Glenwood Canyon, because the Grizzly Creek scar is really going to be vulnerable to this potential rain later on this afternoon. And basically what's going on is we're seeing those nice clear skies, partly cloudy in some spots this morning, temperatures in the 50s, and then we'll be seeing those temperatures climbing into the 70s, but a really good chance of moisture later on this afternoon. And the way that these storm cells are kind of forming, what's happening is that they're moving slowly. And so they can really provide a lot of rain in a short period of time because they're just kind of staying put. And that's really what we saw in Avon yesterday. A lot of rain in a short period of time because it just kind of like hung out in the same area. So again, that's something that we could potentially see later on this afternoon. But a big thank you to Possibilities in Avon. Their weekly art expo, of course, happens on Wednesday, but also right now they're doing the Avon Art Celebration. Over 100 artists, the biggest arts festival ever presented in the Vail Valley. It's going on now through July 25th. So thank you to them for a look at this local weather forecast. Now, we should be talking about some real pretty things because there's so many of them here in the Vail Valley. And one of the spots that you're going to find just like a huge collection of the pretty things is at Squash Blossom. They are a locally owned and operated company. And let me just tell you, they do so much for our community in addition to just having these beautiful options to choose from when you go into their store. The way that they support their neighbors and their community and the way that they did that through the pandemic, it's something that I just admire so much. And again, it's a family owned and operated business. Hillary and her husband, they do such a good job of creating some really cool experiences and just welcoming you into the shop and making you feel like you're right at home every time that you walk through the door. And so, our girl Tricia, right? Like she has her finger on the pulse of all things cool that are happening in the Valley at all times. And Todd Reed doing a trunk show there, and girls, come on. Can I Stop it. Why are you having so much fun? Come on.
I know. Actually, literally, I came in and Hillary was like, "Oh, I've got your coffee ready," and then and then we talked about Todd Reed, and I mean, it is. You do feel at home. I love the store because you and your husband have done such a good job of just making us feel welcome and making us feel like we're a part of it. And I love listening to the stories because they have artists that have been really working with Squash Blossom for over 2 decades, and Todd Reed is one of them. So Hillary, tell us a little bit about what we have with the trunk show, and they're getting the rest of the stuff. I can hear the trucks outside. I know there's food trucks and there's beer and wine trucks, but I know one of those trucks is going to be carrying the goods.
Right. Yeah. So Kim Carpenter's been with Todd for about 20 something years. Todd is an artist out of Boulder. So we are going to get tons more jewelry. This is just what we have at 7:30 in the morning. Store does open at 10. So by 10 o'clock, we'll be stocked with some men's jewelry, some one-of-a-kind cuffs. I mean, look at this, Tricia. Yeah. That is actually a diamond. He does a lot of natural stones, natural diamonds, in all his pieces. I mean, doesn't that remind you of the mountains, guys?
Oh, definitely. Yes. I love it.
He's here, made in Colorado. Fun fact about Todd, he used to be a leathersmith. And if anybody has worked with leather, you know, like when you get a new handbag or shoes, like the more you wear it, it gets that patina. And that's kind of how he does on his cuffs, which I think is just so cool and unique.
Well, there's such an organic and natural look and feel, even though you're wearing diamonds. And
Tricia, Hillary, I'm so sorry to interrupt, girls. Listen, it's so pretty what you're showing us, and the video is just a little bit pixelated. So I'm gonna see if we can reset your Wi-Fi. Okay. But in the meantime, while you're doing that, I wanted to send things to the store blessing video. So I had a chance to kind of catch a little bit of a glimpse of this just from the things that we posted on social media. So yeah, you guys reset real fast, and we're gonna come back to you because it's too pretty not to have a clear signal. All right. So let's see if we can bring me kind of full screen. I'll just chat with you guys about this here a little bit. We'll let those girls kind of reset, get some different signal. Okay. So they did this store blessing that took place at Squash Blossom. And they have a really cool history with Squash Blossom and some of the jewelry. They did a lot of turquoise when the business first opened, before Hillary and her husband took it over. And so it makes sense that they would do something like this. But I had I saw some of the pictures and some of the video that was posted on our Vail Daily Instagram, and I was like, what is that? This is fascinating and so beautiful. So do we have the video queued up, Mary? Can we show? All right, let's show everybody this store blessing video.
My name is Larry Yazzie. I come to you from the Mesquake Nation of Central Iowa, where I was raised in a small community called the Mesquake Indian Settlement. As you can see, I'm decked out in my native regalia, or power outfit. I don't necessarily call it a costume, because boys and girls, what day do we put a costume on? Halloween. This is not my costume. This is who I am. This is regal. It's all handmade. It takes many months, sometimes years. The animals that you see on my regalia, they say that the spirits will come back to life. And as I dance, the animals come back to life. As I honor the animals, the four-legged, especially the winged animals, the birds. I have the beautiful eagle tied around my back, known as the bustle. It's a double layer bustle. As you can see, inside the bustle, you see a bonnet in there, and that's the tail of the golden eagle. The outside feathers that you see is the wing of the eagle. They say that the eagle has a wingspan over 7 feet long. And we pray to the eagle in such a way that the eagle will carry our message to the Creator. And in my language, we call it the Creator, Gitchumanitu, the Creator of all living things. As you walk outside, the beautiful trees, the mountains, even the rain that we're blessed with. We all need rain, because rain brings healing. Rain brings nourishment to our plants, to our animals, and to ourselves. And as I dance here, I like to say I'm dancing away the COVID. And so everywhere I go, I've been asked by many different organizations many different stores. I'd like to thank Squash Blossom. Let's give them a round of applause for making this happen. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you to your husband. Thank you very much for the hospitality you have shown me as I come from far away. I've come over 1,000 miles just to be here with you. And so as I put on my regalia, I think about my ancestors. I think about my relatives back home. I think about the little ones, the sacred ones. You know, what is my purpose today? My purpose is go out to educate the world, and also to bless this space, this beautiful space. And as I dance away the COVID, I also want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your beautiful thoughts and your prayers, because we all collectively praying together brings more healing, brings more power to that healing, to that prayer. You know, we as Native Americans, we make up less than 1% of the U.S. population. That's not very much, but I am proud to say I can still speak my language. I am 100% Native American. I am 100% able to speak in my way, to conduct my ceremonies. You know, this is something that I enjoy doing. At the same time, blessing the people. And as you watch me dance and come in, you know, you see me fanning away, and you know, I'm fanning away the negative energy. And so this is what I do. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for allowing me to share my gift, my story through music and dance.
How cool was that? Oh my gosh. Well, let's send things back into the curators of Squash Blossom. So Hillary and Tricia are live there. Oh, girls, you are just, looking so much better, so much clearer. Man. All right. Carry away. I feel like I'm at like girls' happy hour. Take me shopping.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what?
Happy
I
hour.
walked in and Hillary, of course, makes me feel right at home. She's like, "Oh, your coffee's almost ready." They have their awesome, cool coffee machine. We'll talk about that later. But we were talking about Todd Reed today because they have a trunk show going on, and the trucks are delivering the rest of the goods. But Hillary was able to bring out quite a few of the items that they carry on a regular basis. The Squash Blossom has had a relationship with Todd Reed for over 2 decades.
Yeah,
Hillary?
a long time.
Yeah. And Todd Reed is a Boulder artist.
He's a Boulder artist, so we love just kind of the organic, natural feel of what he does. And you know, we get our whole thing is bringing in unique artisans that you can't find at your local jewelry store. But I just love how like this just reminds you of the mountains.
Yeah.
And so I was telling Tricia earlier about Trip Treats. Ashley, have you heard about Trip Treats?
Yeah,
guys,
Ashley,
ladies?
there's a new thing. It's called the Trip Treat.
Tell me about it. This sounds really cool.
So our Texas friends actually have been telling us about it, and I love it. So basically, when you're on vacation, instead of getting a t-shirt, or maybe in addition to getting a t-shirt, you get a piece of jewelry, and it's kind of you get to remember your trip in Colorado.
Well, and you know what? I think that's great because I love having a story behind, what I'm wearing. And if someone says, "Oh, beautiful bracelet," and you say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I got this when I was in Vail. I met this wonderful woman, Hillary, and her husband, Kevin. They got this great shop, and Todd Reed does these beautiful pieces of art." You've got a conversation piece, so it's something that lives on, and then you fondly remember your trip to Vail.
Right.
I don't know why I haven't heard of this before, but I'm totally in. I'm doing that from now on. That's amazing.
I know, and especially something that Todd Reed has done because it's so Colorado, it's so organic.
Right.
And I love how he works with these, what do they call them? Natural diamonds?
Natural diamonds. So that is a Marcel diamond, which is actually, that's its natural shape in that triangular form. So this is, most of his pieces that he does is one of a kind, unique. So it's not something that when you're walking down the street, everybody will have the same thing, which even makes it even more special. Yeah. He was actually a leathersmith. He used to start like in the craft fairs for all the starving artists there that think that they can't make it. Your dreams can come true. Ask Todd. So he was a leathersmith, and as you can see in the detail, when leather gets, the more you wear it, it gets aged, and that's kind of how it looks with these, like just the detailing in it, and they're really comfortable to wear. The cuffs, he's kind of known for his cuffs, but he also does earrings, and then, bridals, always big with these stacking rings.
Yes.
And these, some of these diamonds, like this is actually a black diamond.
Oh, wow.
Which I think that's just so fun.
So you could have this be your engagement ring,
Right.
and then your wedding band, your anniversary band could go with it.
Right. And they stack very nice together. I have no shortage of stacking rings in my finger. So I think it's so fun to just play and mix the metals. But he does some really great bands. We've sold a lot of these, not only for like first time marriages, but you know, a 20-year anniversary, they've upgraded, or just to add something new.
And even for the men, like these could be your wedding bands.
Right.
Look at those. Wow.
Those
There's
are,
diamonds
so
in there?
that's a black diamond. And then these are raw cube diamonds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So amazing. Okay. So we've got Todd Reed's show coming up, and
Today
his
and
representative
tomorrow
is going to be here.
Yes. So Kim's been with Todd for the last 20 years. They're on their way. So we will have lots more goods today at 10 o'clock.
Okay. And then now we're wearing our pink hats. They do have hats here. I really love this, Ashley. I got to get one of these hats. And Tough Enough to Wear Pink Rodeo tonight. So you can do that. But guess what else Hillary just told me about? So you could do hat band accessories. I mean, I know that she's been showing us how to do the ear cuffs, but look at these. How cute if you wanted to put this little owl on your hat band, maybe the little dragonfly, a turtle. Oh, just amazing. Butterfly. So they can just go right on your hat band as a little accessory. So we're accessorizing now.
I was inspired by Tyler came in with a jean jacket covered in pins, and it reminded me of like the 80s. I was like, yes, it's coming back.
Yes.
So you can, you show your creativity and artistic ability with these fun pins.
Okay. And then when we got on that train, then she said, oh, and what else we just got? These little tiny bracelets. Look at these. And so with all those COVID babies, if you need a baby gift, all right, we've got with great little bracelets with the different color. We got the turquoise, and we've got the coral, and then baby rattles. How precious are these? This is amazing. So that's so neat that we can get gifts for ourselves. We could get a trip treat for us. Yeah. And a trip treat for grandma who's taking care of the little baby back at home. That's amazing. Okay. And then Hillary, one more thing. I just noticed she's got a new accessory. Check this out. This little H she's got. That is awesome.
Yeah.
She's working on it for her birthday.
Okay, I have to tell one more thing. So when you talked about the ear stacking, so we're going to have our first ever ear piercing party on Wednesday.
What?
A Wrath Jewelry, Nicole Trufino, she's married to Gary Clark Jr., like this beautiful supermodel, will be in our store. A professional ear piercer that can pierce literally your nose and any part of your ear. She makes jewelry. It's all recyclable, and it'll all be sterilized. And here's just one day only, 11 to 8.
Okay, and that's next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh man, I remember I could not wait to get my ears pierced. I had to be in the 5th grade, all that. But yeah, so if you want to join, and are you still doing the bracelet making?
Still doing bracelet making on Sundays from 12 to 2. And then I've also done some like private bracelet making parties as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are really fun. I would highly suggest that. We did one of those with Hillary.
Boozy bracelet making.
Definitely. Now, Ashley, do you have any questions for us?
No, but I want everything. Like I want that hat. I want a like a letter necklace for myself. I want the charms to put on my hat band. Like Hillary, come on. Like there's nothing that you don't like. You have the coolest collection. This is awesome. You guys, seriously. Like, and now I kind of feel like I got to like have my little private shopping experience just with you two. So thank you so much for that. Like so fun.
And then real quick, I know you showed that video of Larry Yazzie, and I think it's amazing how you kind of saw him on social media. He was going over to Glenwood Springs to do something up there. And I think it's so great that you had him come to your store.
Right. Yeah. Like this store, our territory is on the Ute Native Americans. And, they only make up 1% of the population, but I've always been a very spiritual person. So I was like, what a better way to get all the bad air out, if there is any left, clean the air, get it blessed, and also educate our youth. And my kids came to learn about Native Americans. I mean, that eagle that he had on his back that he said was 7 feet, he's had that for 27 years. Oh my gosh. And Native Americans are the only culture that can get a bald eagle. Like when they die, they're the only ones that are allowed. There's a whole process they go through, but they're the only ones. But his mother and his whole tribe spent like 10 years to make that. It was all beaded. He calls it his regala. So his whole purpose is to educate people and just kind of show, bringing his culture back into today's world, because
Well,
I think
yeah.
we just don't know a lot about it, to be honest. I
know,
didn't.
I know.
Once
yes.
I learned it, remembered in elementary school. So
Yeah, so that was really cool that you brought him in. Larry Yazzie, just an amazing person, and what he was able to do while he was here. All right, so you're going to open up at 10 with the Todd Reed Trunk Show
Yes.
today and tomorrow, and then you're open till about
7, 8-ish, whenever the crowd dies down. We'll
whenever
be
the
here.
party stops. That's what
All right, girls. Well, I know that party is not going to be stopping anytime soon. So you enjoy your coffee. Tricia, bringing back one of everything.
Yes.
I'm so jealous that I'm not there shopping with you. It's so much fun. Thank you so much. We need to kind of wrap things up. We're going to send things into a commercial break and let you just ruminate on all the beautiful things that you just saw at Squash Blossom. And we'll be right back with some complimentary activities that you can be doing this weekend.
Plastic surgery isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. At Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare, from the moment you walk in the door, we want you to feel confident and empowered, while our team of specialists help you find the best version of yourself. With 2 of the nation's leading plastic surgeons right here in the mountains, we have one goal: personalized care with exceptional results. Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare. Your beauty should be effortless.
Is Cooper outside?
I don't know. Cooper? Here, boy!
If your life isn't always practical, your carpet should be. You can relax with Lee's with our pet-friendly, stylish, and durable Lee's carpets. Backed by the industry's only 25-year no-exclusion stain warranty.
Don't worry. Carpet One's got this covered.
Oh.
Find your new Lee's carpet in stock now. We can install right away.
Hey, you're watching Vail Daily Live. It's your Friday edition and getting ready for the weekend. There's so many cool things happening, including Beaver Creek's Wonder Celebration. This is a weekend full of complimentary things that are taking place in the world's snow globe. It's like, that's what I feel like every time I walk in there. I feel like it's my personal snow globe. But of course, Ty, being the intrepid reporter that he is, got all the information with Sarah and Rarity. So let's send things out to them to find out exactly what's going on for the weekend.
Hey, this is Ty Diaz with Vail Daily Live in Beaver Creek, and I'm standing with Sarah of Beaver Creek. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Ty?
Doing great. I wish I had a cup just like yours to go with all the events that are happening in Beaver Creek. And that's what we're going to share with you, events in Beaver Creek right now. So what's going on?
We have a lot going on. So this summer we have activities 7 days a week. You can start off your day with fitness. We've got yoga from 9 to 10 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that's just right on the rink. So bring your mat, come on over for some namaste to start off your morning.
Coming to Beaver Creek and you're wondering what to do as a group, as a couple, as a family, Beaver Creek has weekly events. Maybe we can go through some different days of the week.
Absolutely. So we've got live music every Wednesday and Friday. That's from 4 to 6 on the rink stage. All of these activities are open to the public, free, non-ticketed. So just come by after a great day of hiking or mini golf at the base, and everything's just available. And we've got Thursday. This is a lot of fun. We just launched this summer. It's called Thursday Night Move and Groove.
Ooh, what's that about?
So we have a different band each week. It's going to be, again, on the rink stage. So different genres of music. It could be country music one week or swing music one week. And we have dance instructors. So you can bring the whole family, kick up your heels, and learn some new moves.
You've been looking for one, a dance instructor. You can find it in Beaver Creek. The families are discovering Beaver Creek, and that's pretty much what Beaver Creek's about. It's family friendly and family oriented out here, and plenty to do for every age member of the family.
Definitely. From the kids, running around playing games. We just saw some kids playing shuffleboard on the rink, or ping pong, and we've got slackline this year, so no shortage of family activities, like you said, for all ages. And
part of the activity is moving to the next location that has another feature. Speaking of features, something kind of new this year, we're looking at open container, but I believe there's a phrase called CCA. That term means?
Common Consumption Area. So you'll see these cups around the village. So this is something new that we launched actually last summer. So if you walk into any of the participating restaurants in Beaver Creek Village, order a drink if you're over 21, and you'll get one of these logo cups that has the CCA logo and the restaurant on the other side. And then you can walk around the village and enjoy your drink. So if your kids are playing on the rink, or you just want to stroll around the plaza, this is a great way to walk around and enjoy your drink at the same time.
This availability is different in Beaver Creek than how it is in town or at Vail or in Avon.
Right.
What is the difference?
So the difference is this will stay in effect. A lot of other resort towns and communities started this last summer during COVID, but this will stay in effect. So winter or summer, year round, you'll be able to get your cup and stroll around the plaza.
We've asked for this for a very long time, and now it's available in Beaver Creek. The weekly events for you and the family to get out and enjoy, you can find that on beavercreek.com/events.
That's right.
And to find out more about CCA, the common consumption areas in Beaver Creek, and getting your designated cup, log on to the very same website. Sarah, I thank you very much.
Thanks, Ty. Great to see you.
You are watching Vail Daily Live.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services for real estate. Where do we begin? For checklists and for wish lists. For tour after tour after tour. For
is this the one? Or let's just see one more.
For closing. Finally closing. Your forever agent will be there for all of it. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Hey, it's Friday and we are so excited for the weekend. Also excited to have a little rain in the forecast. However, that comes with a little caution as well. We're going to send things out to my buddy Ty Diaz. He is live in Lion's Head this morning. And let's take a look at that weather. Ty, it looks beautiful behind you.
You know, I'm in the area known as Lion's Head. I'm also living local. I haven't stood here in such a long time. This is the location where you can catch that free in-town shuttle bus, village to village to village. If you're doing your shopping, if you're looking for that adventure, if there's concerts and shows and the parking is heavier on one side of town than the other, a route to get there. And here comes a bus now. Yes, clearly I'm in the way. And that's how we do things around here, just in time. And notice on the buses, the in-town route, social distancing rules are still in place. Be very mindful and respectful of that. And it says, wear a mask if you're riding the in-town shuttle bus. And it's going to take off towards the Dobson Ice Arena, passing by the Vail Health and the hospital that's over there, making its way past the Vail Fire Station and into Solaris proper, which I'll catch the next bus because I have an interview over there with eyepieces. But how's the weather looking until I get there? Remaining outside, blue skies, gorgeous, sunny, lush and green. The colors are great. But we are also still under that flash flood warning this morning until about this evening. Did you hear that? That's the bus. I think this bus, zero emissions, 100% electric. There it goes. Now, yesterday, that weather came through. We were noticing in Avon, the I-70 traffic was being funneled into the heart of Avon when everything was in the early stages of that weather was beginning. But the warning signs were there early as the ground in Avon on the north side of the highway started to loosen up and just kind of cross over Nottingham Road and just kind of create impact along I-70 and then on the West Beaver Creek Boulevard into the park and the residents there. Today, we're looking for that same window of rain activity, that percent chance of showers. We're looking at that 2-3, 3-4 when it starts to increase. So let's think about all the events that are happening today. We have the art festival that's happening in the park. We have Beaver Creek with their wonder going on. We have jazz in Vail. We have the Beaver Creek Rodeo series. If you're trying to fit it all in, look at the weather forecast and pay attention to it throughout the day and get those things in early before that weather comes through. I suggest making our way down to the art festival that begins the celebration of art in Nottingham Park. Over 100 booths while the weather and the temperatures are nice and in our favor to enjoy it. Now, this weather is brought to you by Carrots Jewelers, creating heirlooms for over 50 years. And so you don't want to miss out on that. There's a trunk show that's happening also this weekend at Carrots. This is featuring Koji Kawamoto, the Pearl Trunk Show. Oh, I haven't talked to Koji in a while. Ashley, when was the last time you spoke to Koji? Is he around?
Know. You know, it's been well, I mean, since before COVID for me, but man, do I love Koji. He's so cool. Like, has he ever put pearls on you, Ty? Like they have some necklaces for guys that have the pearls on them.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of the jewelry there. I have tried on with our interviews historically with Carrots, and yeah, it's fun. I tell you what, I just want to go over there and say hi, being I'll be in the neighborhood here really soon.
I know. Yeah, I really, you should drop in and say hello and give Koji my best if you do see him. I know that show doesn't start technically until tomorrow, but we're definitely excited to have him back. So cool. But thank you so much, Ty, for that local weather forecast. And I wanted to kind of and switch gears here a little bit because, we, of course, we love being the host of this show for you, but we also love hearing from you as our viewers through chat on Facebook and YouTube, but also just with the content that you're submitting to us. So if you tag us on Vail Daily Live on Instagram or using the hashtag Vail Daily Live, we get to see what you're up to and how you're experiencing things. And something that was really cool that somebody submitted, of course, we love animal photos and videos, right? So this is horseback riding up at the Vail Stables, I believe. And I've had a chance to do this. And I have to be honest, like some horseback riding is very calm and very just kind of dare I say, like I've had some experiences where it's just been like kind of boring and like meh. Not this one. So they take you up through like single track trail up just opposite of Vail Mountain, and then you come out and you look over Golden Peak, and they have goat happy hour up there, which is super cool. But as you can see, I mean, it's like super tight. You're up and kind of like this really rocky terrain. It's very rugged, and it's a really, really exciting horseback riding experience. So if you haven't been before, this is so incredibly cool. And this footage is gorgeous, right? And when I was doing this, it's been a little while, but they even point out like some of the trees, you can see where bears have climbed up. You can see their claw marks on the trees because, again, it's this really rugged terrain, and it makes you feel like you're totally part of the wild, wild west. So really, really cool. Thank you so much for sharing this footage. I mean, so fun. And it looks like we have some people lighting up our chat right now. Should we check and see what you're saying out there? Oh, hey, Rodney. Good morning. What does that one say? What's the status of the Burton U.S. Open for 2022? Honestly, Rodney, I don't know. I've done some reporting for them in the past. As far as I know, that still hasn't been announced for 2022. So we'll see if we can dig and find some more information. But as far as I know, it's still waiting to be announced. And yeah, I hope you don't get caught watching VDL at work either, except for maybe like I kind of do, because then maybe you can like share with your friends and your boss and have them watch us too. But thanks for watching us live this morning from work. Now, okay, more viewer content. Look at this. Rodney, when was the last time you hung out with a llama? How cool. So this is a llama from Lunch with Paragon Guides. They do lunch with llamas. How fun is that? I didn't even know that was possible. Actually, my first time being around a llama was at Gypsum Days. I had a chance to feed one for $1, and they're so cute and they're so fuzzy, and they had their, soft little mouth, and he was getting his little treat. But that's so cool. Lunch with a llama, Paragon Guides. Cool. All right. So make sure to submit your content to us. Let us see what you're doing to enjoy the Vail Valley. And, something that I enjoy so much is Carrots Jewelers and Dan Talene. This guy has been creating heirlooms since 1970. And beyond that, he's so incredibly involved in the community and bringing arts and culture to our community. And Trish is there live with Dan right now. Good morning, everybody. Hi. You guys looking great in there. Gorgeous.
Hello, and you know what? Normally we are talking about Carrots Jewelers, but we are talking about something bigger, something that happened 5 decades ago, and it was the Vail Art Workshop, and it was just amazing. Went on for over a dozen years, and we're going to learn a little bit about the history of it and the Vail Art Workshop Legacy Project that is going on from now until July 30th. So joining me, we have Dan Talene, we also have Randy Milhone, we also have Jane Gregorius, and they're going to give us a little history of how this began. And correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, but you were a painter and also an instructor at the Colorado Mountain College.
Yes.
Over 50 years ago. You met up with this guy, a fellow artist, Dan Talene, along with Jim Cotter. You were jewelry makers, and you had a silversmith and a goldsmith shop in town. And you guys came up with an idea. Tell us about this idea first.
Well, we worked together in the shop quite a bit, and we kept talking about maybe, and I knew how Colorado Mountain College worked, how it hired teachers and so forth. And I said maybe we could use that vehicle to bring some friends out. We were always talking about there needing to be more artists here, but we thought that would be a way of doing it. And that's essentially what we did. We used the college, and they were amenable to the idea, and it turned into this 2-week workshop to begin with, between the 19th and the 30th of July, 1971. And then it expanded beyond that. So the thing went for a total of 14 years.
Wow, that's just amazing, because when you think about 1971, Vail had really only been around since winter of 62, 63.
Right.
So a very fledgling resort. And summertime activities, nothing like we see now. We didn't have the mountain biking. We didn't have Bravo, the dance festival.
No, nothing. Everybody went to Mexico for the summer.
Oh, wow, you're kidding.
Yeah.
And we had
Easy ghost town.
dirt streets.
But that helped us get started
Yeah.
because we could get hotel rooms for our instructors and well, it helped that nobody was around.
Yeah, you're like cheap rates,
Sure.
you can get here. And so you were bringing in some art instruction, and coming fresh out of college, you probably had a lot of contacts and probably a lot of interest too from different people that were, trying to be aspiring artists, and then the collaborations that came out of here. I mean, you think about some of the names that were here: Dale Chihuly, we had Christo. I mean, there was quite a few people that came
A
through.
lot of people wanted to come because it was Vail. It was beautiful weather. You could get a New York painter here in a New York minute. They wanted to be here because the weather was so good, and everybody was so good about cooperating and having a great time. And there's a lot to find out about that. Today at 4:00 at the library, there is a beautiful. The conversation with the founders, and at that point there'll be a slideshow and a
little film.
A little film that will be good, and it'll be just really, and everyone is invited. Okay. There's an art show there right now.
All right. Yes, the art show that'll stay through the 30th.
Yes.
A kind of a time capsule of
Right.
what this was all about.
Right.
And then today, 4 to 6, it's going to be kind of the founders party, a little discussion.
Yes.
Is this one that's circus themed? Because I know you guys say it's still a circus.
And there's Monday. We have to mention Monday.
Yes.
In conjunction with the Vail Symposium, we're having. Well, go ahead.
Well, Dan, we'll at 4:30. There's a panel discussion with the founders. You'll see us in person.
This
That's
is
a huge
Monday at
deal.
Donovan Pavilion.
Yes, and then followed by the Jerry Saltz, noted Pulitzer Prize winner, art critic Jerry Saltz, who is always a riot, always controversial.
So, and Jerry was here in the early days.
Oh, yes.
He was here in 1973 to begin with. Bob Peters had taught here, and he came through town with Jerry in tow. And so Jerry was here at that time. He's been back several times. And then we also met him, a bunch of us met him in New York City one time. He had a great vehicle in New York. It was one way of getting around. It was an old car that had nothing left, radio, no instruments at all. And it had a number painted on the side of it, so it qualified as a taxi. And so he could just leave it any place. It did have a kind of a bench seat in the back where guys that were homeless could sleep. It always stayed unlocked, and it was so it was an amazing vehicle that he had, and we actually used it to drive around New York. But,
He sounds like quite a character.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good evening.
Okay,
Really
so that'll be on Monday in conjunction with the Vail Symposium, which also is turning 50.
And you need tickets to the Jerry
Yeah.
Saltz thing.
Okay, so that's tickets for that. This afternoon, 4 to 6, that's free. You
Yes.
can come in. And then I hear there's a Mad Hatter party. We're going to be decorating hats. This is going to be brought over to Minturn, the Moonrise Minturn.
the Moonrise Minturn. We're going to do that starting at 4. Is that?
That's 4:30.
On Saturday. Okay.
We're gonna need to mention, how do you get tickets for Monday? And is it?
You have to go to the website.
Summervale?
Yeah, summervale.org is how we're going to get tickets for Monday. And then so tonight is free. We just go to the Vail Public Library, easy between Lion's Head and Vail on the bus route, and then the art walk today between 2 and 4, and that will end at the library.
Yes.
So we'll start at the Colorado Snow Sports Museum, and Art in Public Places is helping you out with this weekend too.
They are. Molly
Ephardt.
Ephardt is leading the tour, I believe, this afternoon, and so she's knowledgeable about every piece of art in the collection of the town of Vail.
Well, that's what's so amazing. I think we have over 55 or so different pieces of art, and we could always use more, right
Yeah, it's
there.
the closest thing we have to doing museum.
It is. It is. I was actually just at the top of Bridge Street talking about the Peak Stream sculpture that's up there that talks about the founding of Vail. So a lot of our art in our area tells a history of maybe our heritage, or some of the amazing people that have come through.
Yeah.
So well, this is so neat, and I love seeing the pictures. And I know that the Vail Daily has been doing some articles about this. And what foresight to think? Is there any chance we're going to bring it back?
I don't know. People have talked about that. It wouldn't be an easy task, but it would be possible, I'm sure.
Still, people want to come to Vail, and what a great place for artists to converge, and the ideas that came out of this. I know that the Vail Dance Festival, the Bravo, the Vail Symposium, as a matter of fact, were kind of hatched because of gatherings.
And all the students. I think over the 14 years we had 9,000 students.
About 9,000. Those are duplicated enrollments, but that's a lot,
Especially for the early days.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for gathering with us this morning. Anything else, Jim?
No, just thank you and keep up the good work.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, it's great when we have stories that you guys can tell. So summervail.org. Today, the Art Walk will meet at the Ski Museum at 2. It'll conclude at 4, and that'll be at the Vail Public Library. Then from 4 to 6, we'll have the founders discussion and the time capsule, the short film, the slideshow, and then a whole list of events tomorrow with other creations. So you can find out the whole schedule at summervail.org. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Tricia, thank you. Listen, I want to interject real quickly. Jane and Randy, there's a photo, I believe, of you two that I wanted to bring up. I know you guys can't necessarily see it, but it's black and white, and there are some super stylish jeans. There's a belt buckle. There's some sweet aviator glasses. There's a lot of curly hair. Tell me about this photo. What are you guys doing here?
And just hair.
I love all the fashions. And, you guys, there was a lot of flair, a lot of creativity, even in the outfits.
Oh, so good. So I love just the history behind this event, and I love seeing these photos. So cool. Thank you guys so much. And also one more thing. So Dan, we have somebody on the chat, Ben, he's asking, when we go back and look at you guys sitting there, he said, oh my gosh, in all caps, he said, oh my gosh, is that a card catalog in the background?
Yeah.
Yes.
The library card catalog.
And
what's in there?
Actually in use.
Well, yeah, we continue to use it. There are cards in there for every piece of jewelry we make it. When we sell something, it's on a card catalog, or on a card. It's filed in the catalog. And years from now, we can look things up. If somebody loses something or wants something made like it, we have a record of each piece of jewelry that we sell.
It's like a family recipe. It's preserved in the card catalog. Hey, if there's a flash flood or if there's a fire, we're grabbing the card catalog cabinet. Right, Dan?
Yes, we are.
Ashley, anything else?
No, you guys just look like you're having way too much fun over there. I wish I could be there with you. So great. And really excited about just these events that you guys are bringing to the Valley. So thank you for that. And thank you for starting it. And then also for obviously continuing this great education for us. And Ben, love that. I love that too. I love that there's that card catalog and that's a great piece of little history right there. So, all right, you guys, we're going to let you go. We're going to take a quick break. And then coming up, we are going to be talking about a different kind of art, way to kind of frame your face. So stay with us. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with your Friday edition of Vail Daily Live.
Slifer Smith & Frampton, Vail Valley's choice for real estate from the very beginning. For generations, we've grown together. Thank you for making us the #1 real estate company in the Valley. From Denver to the mountains, as we live and connect with each other and our community, Slifer Smith & Frampton is here with experience, support, and opportunity. At home in the Vail Valley. Come visit us at any of our sales locations from Vail to Eagle.
Oh man, what a cool show this morning. And also wanted to bring back in the chat, Betty Ann. She's saying that she loved working at Carrots. I can only imagine how special it is to work in a place like that where you're creating such beautiful pieces, those beautiful heirlooms, and also just the atmosphere that Dan creates. I feel like anytime I go in there, it's like I just kind of take a deep breath, and it's almost like a little piece of like meditation in the valley. And then of course, all the gorgeous pieces of beautiful jewelry. Now, when it comes to you're looking beautiful as you're like cruising around town, what you're wearing for your eyewear is a big piece of that. And Eyepieces Vail, they have 7 locations throughout Vail Village and Edwards and Beaver Creek, but they also have a new location in Snowmass. And Ty is over at Eyepieces right now, live. Hey, good morning, Ty. How are you? Oh, what are you guys up to today? What are you talking about?
Okay, so we do have a few things going on. I'm at Eyepieces with Natasha, Eyepieces at the Sonnenalp, the Art of Vision. We also brought the lens of the day. I'm not sure if you guys did that yet.
You know what, actually, Ty, I'm going to interrupt you one more time because it's looking a little fuzzy in there. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to reset that Wi-Fi. Maybe bring you guys right outside the store because I can see you're at the Sonnenalp location, that sports store, which is super cool. So I'm going to have you just reset real fast, and then we're going to come back to you in just a minute. But in the meantime, so we'll kind of close you guys out of there, reset just a little bit. I want to talk about just so look, we have this bag. Ready? This little bag of goodies. No. Oh, as I hit the microphone. Okay, so in my little bag of goodies from Eyepieces, there's so many cool different glasses to choose from, but there's one in here. Look at how big this box is, right? It's huge. And these are the Oakley Katos. Okay, are you ready for this? So this is something that reminds me very much of I don't know about growing up with you, but one of my things that I would do with my dad as a child was watch The Terminator. I don't know if that was necessarily the thing that all the neighbors were doing, but every time I watch the Terminator movies, I think about him, and it's just like a big piece of my childhood. So these sunglasses totally make me think Terminator every time I see it. Are you ready for this? Hey, I feel like they're like very futuristic, right? When you are out there wearing something like this, like you are going to be crushing whatever activity you might be doing. And of course, it has all that style that you're going to see from a lot of like our action sports athletes. Like this is very in right now. So these things, not only do they look very futuristic and very Terminator, in my opinion, but also a performance with purpose-built design, and it conforms to the contours of the face for a seamless look. I could not agree more. And then it also has an optimized coverage for a wider field of view. So this is something that's going to be great for a lot of you that maybe you're out there doing some mountain biking. Maybe you are even like skiing in the springtime. I think having this wide field of vision would be really appropriate. And then it's paired with the Oakley Prism lens technology, which is some of the best in the business. I had a chance to explore. Oakley brought this like a moving bus to Loveland back in the day. This was probably like over 10 years ago, but they had these glasses like all set up, and then they were dropping basically like a giant steel arrow into the lens to see like how well it held up. It was fascinating to watch and to understand the technology they put into each and every one of their lenses. So this is my pick for our lens of the day. And again, Eyepieces of Vail, they've been in business for about 30 years now, and we know that doesn't happen unless you are excellent at what you do. And again, they have those 7 locations to choose from. They just opened the brand new sport location. So like if you're into this style and maybe you specifically are golfing or road biking or mountain biking, or you have a sport that you're really passionate about and you want to find the right eyewear. I mean, they have lenses that are specific to those different sports now. So you can go to the sport location in the Sonnenalp for Eyepieces, and they can get you all set up. And something else too that we should mention is that they do prescriptions. So for my mom, she moved here last it's been over a year now, but anyway, brought her in there, got her all set up with new prescriptions, got her new sunglasses. They're so helpful. They're so knowledgeable. And just to speak to that fact, we're going to send things back to Ty and Natasha. They're at that Sonnenalp location where it's nice and sunny. Oh, hey, you two, looking that much clearer, looking beautiful. Okay, so tell me more about what you've got going on.
We are at Eyepieces in Vail, And they're known for the art of vision. And I'm here with Natasha to share with us. We can start with the lens of the day. Is that where you are?
For sure.
We have a lens of the day here. And so what do we have today?
Today I figured I would go with a photochromic lens. So what a photochromic lens is it actually darkens based on the amount of light that comes through. So right now it looks clear, but like now that it's sitting in the sun, give it a few minutes, it's going to darken on its own.
Ah, yes. Oh, so photochromic, like photogray, that when the light hits it, then you have sunglasses. And as the light changes, then you have just like clear regular glasses.
Exactly. And a day like today where it might rain later, you want to have these guys. So right now it's going to darken for you, but then as the sun starts to go away, it'll lighten up for you.
One-stop shop as far as that frame of the lens of the day for you, found at Eyepieces, the Art of Vision. That was your lens of the day. Now let's get into to something that's really a lot of fun. I love that Eyepieces has a trunk show. It's an invitation for you to check out what they're all about and just kind of peruse everything in your store. Who's our feature?
Jacques-Marie Mage is our feature for today. We are going to have a trunk show at our Bridge Street location from 11 to 7 today. And Jacques-Marie Mage is known for making small batch productions. So you'll see that this one is out of 750 and every sunglass is out of a different number. So like these guys are out of 350.
Oh, wow.
And I personally love these because of the detailing on the side.
I like that detailing. I like the shape of the lens. I mean, it's not necessarily a stop sign. It's definitely artistic, creative, and I wonder, but not prescription. Do you mind if I try these on?
Please.
So gender specific on glasses with this one, or everything unisex?
Absolutely not. Everything is unisex. It depends on what you're confident wearing and what looks good.
Ashley, just go ahead and say it. Do you know you want to say it? I'm doing it. Okay. I love these. I love these. Thank you.
Yeah,
and this again is called?
Those are the Eldorados by Jacques-Marie Mage.
Sure.
Thank you. I'm going to stick those back on. And then we also have the Nova, which there were only actually 100 of these made. So if you look, the detailing on these, it's incredible. Look at the side here.
I like that electric shock that goes right along that frame line to support your ear. Yeah.
Exactly. And that full lens on the front there. You have nice full coverage here.
We're very fashion stated here in the Vail area, and Eyepieces, that's the location to get your look.
We keep you up to date on the latest fashion for sure. We also have frames like this where they do some clear acetate frames with translucent, nice colors here, like a little honey. We do some like greens that we have, and then the lenses as well.
You know what's really cool about Eyepieces and what you're sharing with us, much like art, is what you're seeing, the interpretation is left up to the viewer, and that's why we shop this way. And a piece that could be signature yours. Yes. That's what I love about what you all do. But let's tell them what I like. Actually, with Eyepieces, when you have your customers, your return customers, what do they say to you guys for why they love Eyepieces so much? What do you hear?
They definitely love the selection. I mean, within the Eagle County and like the Vail Valley, I would say that we have one of the biggest selections of whether it's Ray-Ban, Oakley, Costas, all the way up to Jacques-Marie Mage and Chrome Hearts with some exclusives, some Maybach. I definitely think that people just love the selection.
And with Eyepieces, you're up and down the valley that you mentioned. Let's share all of the locations. And we are at the one brand new store, Solaris, but where else can Eyepieces be found?
For sure. So we have the Sun and Up location here. We have our Village Center location right up the road. We have our Bridge Street location, which is right at the base of the gondola. And then we also have a location in Lionside. So those are all our Vail Village locations. And then we have Edwards Corner, Beaver Creek, and Snowheads.
Oh, yes. Travel around, find that eyewear that fits your day, that fits your look. I bet Eyepieces has it. And there's a trunk show that's happening. Yeah. Share with them the location and the dates and times again.
Yes, the Jacques-Marie Mage trunk show. It's happening today, 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock at our Bridge Street location at the base of the gondola.
Thank you very much, Natasha. Sure. All right, stop by Eyepieces today and find your look. We're going to send over to Tricia here shortly for the weather.
Yes, we are. But man, first, Natasha, nice work out there, and Ty looking so good. Jacques-Marie Mage. All right, we're gonna let those guys go on their way. Ty's gonna do that shopping at Eyepieces. How beautiful, right? Great selection. We're gonna take a quick break, and then coming up, we still have some weather to tell you about. We also have some great events that are taking place that you're definitely not gonna want to miss, especially if you love a little live music. Maybe you love one of the best DJs in the country. So we have those details coming up for you. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It's your Friday edition of Vail Daily Live. We're getting ready for the weekend. We're also getting ready for some interesting weather. So starting off this morning, beautiful bluebird skies. You've seen Tricia and Ty out there roaming around in Vail, and it's been absolutely gorgeous. And we kind of woke up to some cooler, just really fragrant conditions here in the Vail Valley. But that's because we did see quite a bit of rain last night. And if you were around, you saw we had some mudslide action taking place in Avon. We've had Glenwood Canyon shut down because of this amount of rain. And just something that's really, really important to let you know today is that, we're starting off with this temperatures nice and cool, but we do have a flash flood watch in effect. And so there's a difference between a flash flood watch and a flash flood warning and an advisory. So an advisory, that's like the lowest level of warning, right? And then a flash flood watch, which is what we have right now, it tells you to be prepared because conditions are favorable for hazardous weather and it may cause flooding. Okay, so that's where we are right now. And a flash flood warning means that you need to take action because flooding is happening now or it's imminent. Okay, so we're not quite at the warning stage, but we have that flash flood watch going into effect at noon today and then going through this evening. And it's especially for that Grizzly Creek burn scar area. So if it could really still impact the travel on I-70, and they're just talking about how it's probably going to continue to be disrupted. So just be aware that those detours that are in place that I know they take a lot of hours, it's probably going to be a thing today. So let's look at just what's happening with our breakdown for temperatures because this rain really did cool things off. And of course, it's so nice to see that moisture out there. So a high of about 78 if you're going to be in Avon today. And then that rain starting in the afternoon. And because of the way that the moisture is moving, it's moving slowly, right? So we could see that high quantity of rain in a short period of time just because it's just kind of parking itself in certain areas. And that's what happened with Avon yesterday. But we are looking at those temperatures a little bit warmer, of course, in Eagle and Gypsum. So if you are going to be heading down to the rodeo tonight, it will be a little bit warmer down there. However, that rain last night, it really cooled things off. I was wearing a long sleeve shirt and my jeans and my cowgirl boots to the rodeo last night, and I was so comfortable. So it definitely helped to kind of cool things off. And then, of course, they have the grandstands built down there. Now, looking at our extended forecast, highs staying in the 80s as we go into the weekend. And again, that continued chance of rain through the weekend. But then by Monday, clearing up, highs still staying in the 80s, but more sunshine in the forecast. It's all brought to you by Liv Sotheby's International Realty, Colorado's leading real estate firm. You can contact one of their Vail Valley broker professionals today to help you live the life you love. And if you love mingling with some of the, I don't know, the latest and greatest in the people that live here in the Valley. Maybe you want to feel a little bit like a celebrity. Maybe you want to be dancing to a DJ with some of the best jams out there. Tricia, of course she has the information, right? This girl, you want to know Tricia, right? Because she has all the details and like all the cool stuff that's happening. Okay, so Tricia, first of all, you look cool. It looks beautiful out there. So tell us about this FAC at the West End.
Okay, so FAC stands for Friday Afternoon Club, and if you went to college, you probably know this. I remember that's where I first learned about Friday Afternoon Club. FAC was in college, but so Friday Afternoon Club, FAC, they do this every Friday at the West End, and they're going to be doing this all the way through the early part of September, the second weekend in September. So even after Labor Day, they'll still have this going on. And if you've not been to the West End, they have this huge deck that spans all the way to the south of the building that looks up towards Beaver Creek, but then also to the west. So you get the amazing sunset, and then Gondola 7 is right there, the Weston Gondola. It takes you from Avon to the landing. Then that's where they're going to have FAC. And normally they have a band. They'll have local bands, whether it's a duo or a 5-piece band. This week, they're bringing in a DJ Howard. And I had a chance to talk to him on the show on Wednesday or Tuesday morning because he was flying out here on Wednesday. He hails from Middle Tennessee. He lives in Nashville now. And he's been DJing since about 2012. And he said he's just really excited to come back here. He does a lot of things in Boulder, and he has been here before. He's seen the venue. Played up here yet. He's excited to tunes for us. So he's excited to come. And he said, expect a real fun, bus going by. Expect an eclectic mix of some of your faves, some of your dance music, some of your just down-tempo music. Like, it's going to be a lot of different types of fun. But I think it's going to be great. And I also love the great things that they're doing with different margarita specials. They'll have $3 tacos. So a lot of fun drink specials as well at Maya at the FAC at the West End.
I mean, it sounds delicious, both for for a lot of senses, right? Like, and that view there on the Maya deck is so stunning. All right, you're breaking up a little bit. I think it's because we have all that traffic moving through the village. So many, like the buses and the trucks cruising through. Oh, there. Okay, there you go. Now it's a little better. But Tricia, have you had a chance to go yet this year for FAC?
Yeah, you know what? I went earlier when they first started out at the end of June. But then another thing that I just did last Sunday was Maya's new jazzy brunch. So they're doing jazzy brunch from, they do brunch from like 7 to noon. But then Kathy Morrow plays jazz from about 9 to noon. And so you can have a brunch outside. They've got the bottomless mimosas. They've got the acai bowls. They've got whatever you want on the brunch menu, including, some of the classic huevos rancheros that you'd expect to find at Maya. But then they also have, if you just want your eggs or your bacon, that type of thing, they have those dishes for you as well. So pretty cool. It's a great place to go. And a lot of people think, is that just for hotel guests? No, the West End is so welcoming to so many people. It's one of my favorite places to take people to go listen to live music, to enjoy the Lookout Lobby Bar in the winter. But now, of course, their fabulous deck in the summer. I think it's I would say hands down, one of the best decks in the Vail Valley because it has such great views and it has the sunshine. Some of our decks get blocked by buildings and then they don't have the sun later in the afternoon. My second favorite deck is over at El Segundo because it overlooks Gore Creek and you've got that western sun that just envelops you in a nice warm hug right around sunset.
I could not agree more. And Ben is saying, those margaritas, that might lead to some dancing. Ben, I could not agree with you more, right? I mean, I feel like tequila is required for me to dance.
You know what? And then did you hear that National Tequila Day is on Saturday?
How appropriate.
I
Trisha.
know. So hey, come back Saturday. They have those tequila lockers at Maya. They have a ton of tequilas on the menu at over at Maya as well. So they're really known for their tequilas. And tequila, hey, it's not like college. You're just not sipping and shooting it. You are actually, you can put it on the rocks. You can just sip it in a nice little rocks glass type of thing. Like it's a little more sophisticated than what we remember.
I feel like we're learning a lot about your college experience in this segment, from learning what FAC meant to shooting tequila. Yeah, Tricia. I feel like this makes you the right authority to be telling us about Friday Afternoon Club. I really do.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, again, don't you feel like Tricia's like your girlfriend that just like seriously, like she's like the social committee in college. But I bet you were part of some social committee, weren't you?
I was a part of some things. Yeah, unofficially, officially, different. I had my hands in different things. I was always involved in something. That's for sure. Not a lot of sleep.
No doubt about it. Like you never stop moving. All right, listen, we're gonna take a quick break again, and then we'll be back to look at what's going on with tomorrow. We'll have another quick look at your local weather forecast. We're going to check in with Ty. We'll check in with our chat one more time. Ben, I want to know what your favorite tequila is. Are you a tequila drinker? I'm a huge fan. Love me some tequila. All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services for real estate. Where do we begin? For checklists and for wish lists. For tour after tour after tour. For,
is this the one? Or let's just see one more.
For closing, finally closing. Your forever agent will be there for all of it. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, for you, for life.
Okay, so here's the deal. We've been talking too much. So we're going to close things out here in just a moment, but want to give you a little preview of what's coming your way for tomorrow on the show. So we have another great one in store for you. We have the last day of the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo. So if you haven't been, get those tickets now. Also, the executive director, Caitlin Murray, talks about Bravo. We have an artist profile for this weekend's Avon Art Celebration. It's one of the biggest art celebrations ever to hit the Vail Valley. Lauren Workington and Joe Joe Malone with the Weston Riverfront. And then we also have Sempre Vive. Sempre. Oh, say it again, Emma.
Siempre viva.
Oh my gosh, can we hear her? Because she says it so much better. But Sally January is going to be talking about clothing up in Beaver Creek. It's one of the newest stores. They have some really, really cool, vibrant clothing that's just absolutely beautiful. And I love the story about how they got started. So we'll learn more about that on the show. But I wanted to say thank you so much to the chat. Oh, we have one more chat. Has Ben telling us that his tequila? Oh, nope. All right, Ben, you're going to have to tell us your favorite tequila drink tomorrow on the show. But Peggy Collins, watching from Indiana. Hey, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We love the fact that we have our viewers really coming in from across the world. And we're so excited that you're joining us. And make sure to hit us up on that chat each and every morning on Facebook and on YouTube. We love to hear from you. We love to talk to you. We love to include you in the show. And make sure you're subscribing, too, so you know when we're going live. And you'll find us on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on VailDailyLive.com, on VailDaily.com. And you'll also find us on Apple TV. We're a podcast on Spotify, so you can take us with you if you're going to, go out walking or driving or whatever you might be doing. So thanks so much for joining us this morning. We will be back live at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Have a beautiful Friday, and we will see you bright and early in the morning.